Let's take you now to the Treasurer, Scott Morrison, in Sydney.
Joining with this very important conference today, which is bringing asset managers and leaders from all around the world to focus on the real opportunities that are happening right here in this country. We've got a very exciting story to tell about what's happening in our economy. Despite the obvious global uncertainty and volatility, Australia is really moving well against the headwinds that are there for everybody. The diversification of our economy, the improving agility of our economy, the measures the government is taking, whether it's in innovation, trying to free up the tax system, all of these things are designed to do one thing, and that is to support jobs and growth in our economy. And in many ways it is very much a new economy, and we're transitioning into it. We're moving away, as we all know, from the investment phase of the mining boom into this new phase. And the new phase is exciting because it's seeing more jobs. It's seeing more job-intensive growth in our economy, and there are good reasons for that. And I'll be looking forward to be talking about those issues with those who are gathered here in this wonderful city here today.
Our AAA credit rating at risk, and what are you going to come out with the budget?
Well, no, it's not, and that is what the ratings agency said when we brought down MyEFO. MyEFO was our mid-year statement was well received by the ratings agencies, and the Treasury Secretary, I think, has made some very good points about the need for us to continue to get expenditure under control. In the budget and the forward estimates, our plan is to reduce expenditure as a share of the economy from 25.9% to 25.3%. We are actually reducing spending as a share of the economy, as the Treasury Secretary acknowledged last night. So the path of fiscal consolidation is well and truly being followed by this government. Now, on the other side of politics, we've got the old Labor tax and spend approach. The old Labor tax and spend. They have learnt nothing. Their plan is for higher taxes to fuel higher spending. That is not a plan for jobs and growth.
On the issue of spending, will the government match Labor's commitment to spend on education over 10 years?
Well, what the opposition has done is said it's going to increase taxes to support higher levels of spending. Now, that's no way to run a budget. That's no way to run a budget. And you'll eventually run your economy into the ground if you follow that sort of an approach. What the Labor Party is refusing to do is to actually identify savings that can be applied to new expenditure. Now, when they're prepared to have that discussion, that's a different topic. Right now, they just want to tax you more because they want to spend more.
You're looking at tax reform, though. Will you guarantee that this will be in the budget, or are you going to leave it till a later, less politically sensitive time?
There is no more sensitive political time than an election, and the Australian people will be well aware about what our position is on all of these issues before an election. And this election really is about who's got the plan for jobs and growth, who has got the plan to keep expenditure under control, who's got the plan to spur innovation in our economy in these times of quite significant global uncertainty and volatility. Now, we've got the steady hand on the tiller here when it comes to these issues. We've got that balance where it needs to be on these issues, and that's what I'm looking forward to discussing more with those who are gathered here today.
Just what are the government's plans to ensure that every Australian school child has the resources that they need?
Well, they're set out in our budget, and they're set out in the increasing commitments we have to education every single year. But it's not just about how much you spend, it's about how well you spend it. We've been spending more and more on so many issues, but I don't think the Australian people will turn around and say they're necessarily getting good value for that all the time. And so that's why we need to have better targeted spending, a spending that's focused on getting outcomes rather than just pleasing interest groups, and ensuring that we're keeping the tension in the cord when it comes to the budget. I mean, in these uncertain fiscal times globally, the volatile times that we have, which have been, I'm sure, a topic for the discussion here today, you want to be strengthening your financial position, not weakening it. And the tax and spend approach of Labor just weakens that position. We want to go in the other path, which is where we're heading. Expenditure as a share of the economy under this government is falling, not increasing. Under Labor, you'll be taxed more because they want to spend more.
Is this an indication, though, that we won't see the big spending pre-election budget that we normally see before an election?
I intend, with the Prime Minister and the whole team, to bring down a budget which is sensible for the times that we face. That's the challenge of any budget, and that's the budget you'll get from this government. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear with the plane.
Have foreign investors conveyed an interest in seeing stability and leadership in Australia?
I think they are seeing stability in leadership in this country, and from our government, what they're seeing is a stability, I think, in direction, in policy making, and in clear intention to boost the innovative side of our economy, to boost the productivity of our economy. And what they're seeing is, I think, the responsiveness of the Australian people to that. I mean, more than 300,000 people got a job last year. It's the highest jobs growth we've had since 2006 in a full calendar year. Now that's good news, and the reason it's happening is because our economy is transitioning. It's moving more and more to the services side of our economy. So places like here where we are today, in New South Wales and Victoria as well, I should stress, we are seeing those states pick up where, sadly, other states are doing it a bit tougher through that transition. Now, we're not a one-dimensional economy, we're a diversified, modern economy which is looking forward, and that's the leadership this government is providing.
The former Prime Minister has a lot of experience in Cabinet.
Why don't we just stay on... Sorry, go on.
Would you like to see Abbott have a spot on the front bench?
They're matters for the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister has been very focused on the renewal, not just of his own team, but of our economy. And I think our focus is on the economy and on jobs and on growth, and ensuring that we can put forward continually our plans for how we will boost that. You know, the best guarantee against higher taxes is lower spending. And the opposition is only talking about higher spending, which means higher taxes.
Last one.
Is there concern, though, within the Conservative flank of the government that the Conservatives are being ill-treated by the new Malcolm Turnbull regime?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I better get inside. Thanks for your time.